Stewart, how about at the Department of Navy? I'm sure you've got a plethora of use cases. Give us one whopper that you'd like to highlight.
Sure. Well, we've there's a couple things I'll note. The first is I helped organize, as some of the people on the line here know, the Bravo Hackathon series, which basically took uh, protected and classified data, brought it to a sandboxed environment at the enterprise level, and allowed people to basically develop and adapt capabilities rapidly over the course of a week from those protected and classified data. The outcomes of that have been quite interesting. One is part of the National Defense Authorization Act. There was actually a law that was part of that that actually requires the Department of Defense to now run at least 4 hackathons per year,
Oh,
which has
wow.
been great output from those events. And it includes focus on combatant commands and military services. At least two must be from combatant commands, two from military services. And so there's been some progress there at kind of a socio-technical level to kind of solve problems using artificial intelligence and data. The Department of Navy, where I sit, put out a structured challenges memo about a year ago as a consequence as well of running these hackathons, which called out hackathons and structured challenges. Since that time, we've run about 60 structured challenges. In addition, most recently, data science at sea, a Navy component that basically learns and adapts military technologies at sea, actually helped participate and organize a hackathon with the French and U.S. Navy, the first, to my knowledge, coalition partner hackathon using protected and classified data. And the outcomes were quite positive, recently advertised. Replicator, if you look at Replicator, I believe John works a little bit on that program, or has worked on that program. Replicator at the OSD CDAO level, DIU, has been making great progress, has a lot of connections to the Department of the Navy as well. And so finally, I'll note, to John's point, he talked about using artificial intelligence technologies for audit. The Marine Corps, of course, recently had its first clean audit, the first military branch to achieve a clean audit,
Bravo, bravo.
housed in Jupiter, a tenant of Advana. And Jupiter, a program I manage, was critical to that success. So a number of projects, a policy, and successful outcomes coming out across the DoD as well as at the Department of Navy level.
Once again, my Marines taking the hill. I appreciate that. I'm just curious, how many people participate in these hackathons?
Yeah,
Is it
so it
hundreds,
varies.
thousands?
Yeah, so it really varies.
Yeah.
It's as small as around 15 or 20 people
Okay.
in some
Hmm.
cases. These are kind of small, really focused, structured challenges. We're going to go
Small but
solve a
mighty.
particular problem.
Hmm.
CENTCOM, for example, held a small one. I think they called out the number publicly, so I think I can share it, which was about
Okay.
20 or 25 folks. They were
Uh,
focused on one-way and unmanned aerial systems, which was called out.
yeah.
And so you can really focus on specific problems that are relevant or remain relevant in a specific area. Some of our larger ones consists of almost upwards, I would say, above 500 people.
Wow.
And so
Okay.
some have been quite large and some have been much smaller, but they focus on problems.